What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is G Was the Kid. I wanna take a deeper look at Gilgamesh. I know this is really weird timing, but I figured with the next premium unit being released, we should look back at the first, because I felt like he never got a fair shake. I know there were reviews done of him, but it felt like all of them were like, oh, he's not worth it because he costs a lot. And that's not really fair. Like, every other unit, you got a full breakdown. You got to decide based on that breakdown whether or not you like this unit. With Gilgamesh, everybody just said, hey, don't invest in him unless you're a whale. And the reason I don't like that is because what if you don't have to invest anything? This is an RNG based game. You might just have really good pulls. I personally have pulled Gilgamesh 6 times, and that might sound like I do a lot of pulls, but I pulled 5 of those Gilgameshes before I got my first Margaret. The MR unit that was available at launch. So it's I want to do this for the people who are interested in building Gilgamesh or people who are on the fence. Okay, so let's begin. Let's start by looking at his stats. Okay, no, let's start by looking at his Trustmaster. I hate it. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Why do I hate it? 15% chance to restore CT. If this was 100% chance, like Rob Horn, then this might actually be worth it. But because it's not, because it's only a chance, then it's not. It doesn't have the same kick. So basically, all you're really relying on is the magic increase, which Gilgamesh can make use of, but it's not really his thing. Like, that's not his area of expertise. There are very few units who can really make use of this. Ramza, Fravia, but I don't know, it's decent at best. And for a premium unit that costs this much, I don't think it's worth it. And I know I said I wanted to leave cost out of it, but I'm only going to talk about that with the TMR. Okay. So stats. At release, his stats sucked. For leveling, you get 772 HP, 926 from job stats. He gets an extra 15% on the board. He's still under 2,000. I think that puts him around 1,800. That's bad. That's really, really bad. He's extremely frail. The rest of his stats aren't terrible. His attack clocks in just a little under 300. What is that? 181, 285. That's solid. That's very solid. And we'll get into more on that later. Magic, again, isn't crazy, but for what he does, it's usable. Okay, and he does actually make use of his magic, unlike most units. So that's definitely something to watch for. Agility. You're looking at 35 plus 4 plus 21. That's only 60 agility. That's not bad, but it's not good either. It's actually pretty slow, and his movement is pretty low. His look is decent. Nothing to write home about, but it's actually pretty good. I don't know. I don't have the numbers on where it ranks compared to other units, but what is that? 169. Yeah, that's solid. That's not like who is it? I think it's Venera with like 220 some odd luck. But let's get into the more important part. His master ability. I don't know why they put it and then they put it. He doesn't get the slash attack and increased agility twice. Okay, that only comes once. Level 40, you do his character quest, you get that. That agility plus 10% sets him at 66 agility, and all of a sudden we're in business. Okay, all of his slash attacks, and he has really good slash attacks. Again, we'll get into that in a minute. Get a plus 10 modifier just because. So he does really good damage. Now at level 80, okay, meaning you have to LB for him, HP increase of 1000, so his feeble 1800 jumps up to 2800, and all of a sudden he becomes really good, and an innate 15 accuracy, which again is solid. His jobs: Winged One, which is for the moment exclusive to him. Time Mage gives him some nice support, and Soldier. We all know what Soldier does. It's one of the most ridiculous jobs in the game. Excuse me. So let's check out his resistances real quick. Of course, he's an ice unit, so he's weak to fire.
Throughout the late 90s,
he has a 20% resistance to wind. So Lucia, Aldoa, man, what other wind units exist? I'm not counting Ayaka because she's really only attacking with Holy. Excuse me, Amber Alert. She's really only attacking with Holy, and that's not wind elemental anyways. Damage resistance. This is where it gets crazy though. Okay, he has 5% resistances to every damage type except strike damage. Why is that crazy? Because strike damage sucks. So like he can literally just be resistant to every damage type. Note I said can be because that's not the route we're going. We're gonna F that up. He comes with innate stop resistance, which is really good. Agrias is running around screwing everybody. And doom resistance. There's not much use for that at the moment, but it might come in handy down the line. Let's check out his skills. Support abilities. He gets acquired AP up. This is one of my personal favorites. At max, it gives an extra 50% AP on attacks, on TP skills. I don't know if it works with Jesus Bells. I actually haven't tried it. I have Jesus Bells. I have Gilgamesh with maxed out acquired AP up, and I still haven't tested this. Auto float. I don't know why people are so into this. It's not really anything crazy. Speed cast. Decreased activation time by 250. That's the same thing Ayaka has. Just makes casting a lot easier. And self-sacrifice. Remember what I said about effing up all of his resistances? So all of his 5% resistance turns into negative 3% resistance and negative 18 to strike, but again, strike damage sucks. For what he does, I think bouncing between self-sacrifice, speed cast, and acquired AP up is the way to go. Bring in speed cast if you're gonna go sub time mage. Otherwise, acquired AP up and self-sacrifice. His counter abilities. He gets Clairvoyant Blade, which again everyone overhypes. It's a chance to counter physical damage, but he actually preemptively strikes. I think this is overhyped because it only works one space away, and if you don't kill the enemy, they're still gonna attack you. Like it doesn't stop their attack unless you kill them. Counter slash, same thing, but it attacks after. My personal favorite is actually slow counter. It has a higher chance to proc and a chance to inflict slow, with a much wider area of effect. With this, if a spear user is 2 spaces away from Gilgamesh can't use Clairvoyant Blade. It's useless. Slow counter just works a little further. It works diagonally. It doesn't have crazy range, but the fact that it does have a little bit of range, and it's just more useful. I used this against raid bosses, and I swear it procced so much. It says 50%, but it just feels like it works at a much higher rate. But let's get into his really, really good skills, because Gilgamesh has some really, really good skills. Kotetsu, this is like his bread and butter. Decrease slash resistance by up to 38% for 3 turns. That is insanely good. Like, you want your damage to skyrocket, use that. And again, he can use it 3 spaces away from himself, and then it hits in a diamond pattern. You don't really feel like it's that great of a skill when you start using it. And then when you get more comfortable with it and learn how to position yourself, and you're hitting 5 and 6 enemies at a time, in arena and guild battles, when you're hitting 2 enemies at the same time and you're just ripping through them, it gets really good. It gets extremely good. Self-haste, this is like his preferred self-buff. This is, if there's no enemy in range, this is usually what he'll do turn 1. And it's good. You know, he's a really good offensive unit, so having him move faster for 3 turns, it's more than welcome. Armor of Discontinuity. This is the best barrier in the game. Oh, say it again, louder for the people in the back. This is the best barrier in the game. Okay, and I cannot stress that. Reduces damage taken up to 50% for 3 times. That is the best in the game, because every other barrier is either a lower percentage, like some of them that cover all damage types go up to like 30%, or they only cover 1 damage type. Reduce physical damage 50%, reduce magic damage 50%. This covers everything. 50% 3 times. Nuts. It also costs 32 TP. So you're generating 16 AP. If you have acquired AP up, that bumps up to 24 AP, which allows you to use Kotetsu, Excalibur. Those are like your 2 best physical skills in his main kit. So, well, they're the only physical skills in his main kit. I don't know why I said that, but anyways, really good skills. So being able to generate enough AP off of 1 ability to cast those is just really good. Frostblade is where things start to get a little different. This is when you see Gilgamesh being a lot more versatile. Notice this is magic damage. Yeah, his main kit is mostly physical. I don't know why Kotetsu says hybrid. That's a slash attack, but yeah, this is Frostblade is magic. It's a magic attack. Again, hits in a really weird pattern that has great range. You will also hit multiple enemies with this. You'll hit from really far away with this. But the multiple damage types, this is what I mean when I say Gilgamesh is really, really versatile. He has so much going for himself that it's hard to just stop him from doing everything. Okay. Let's move on. We'll see more. He gets healing aura. This worked for himself, and I think one space away from him. Yeah, one space away from him. It's a fairly weak cure. I think it's like the same level as just a basic cure, but it's an option. Final hour. Increase fate for 3 turns. You cast it on a teammate, and then it works on the teammate and yourself. Again, I don't really think it's all that special. Haman, I don't know how to say that, but again, really good range. Like that's like a theme with him. It can hit 3 spaces away and decreases attack by up to 40% for 3 turns. I'm not really sure if that's the same as Orlando's Crush Weapon, but I'm pretty sure it's close, and it only costs 15 AP. So that's really cheap. Again, that one's a magic attack though, so if you're building for that, keep that in mind. Time Mage, he gets Immobilize, he gets Comet, which is the only magic attack that he gets from Time Mage. Float, again, there's no use for that. If we get enemies that start like let's say we start coming up against enemy monks and they're using Surge Strike from across the map, Float will come in handy for that. At the moment, Float is pretty much useless. It stops not earth damage, but like earth-based attacks, if that makes sense. So that's only useful against, I think, not Surge Strike, Terra Strike, the one that hits super far away from monks, in a straight line. That's the only thing that this stops. So it's pretty useless right now. It might have some use in the future. Slow, just always good. I think it's a really underrated skill. Transposition, I haven't used this very much. Like, I remember I used a similar skill with Y'shtola back in like the beginning of the game. She has a skill like this. I don't even remember what I used it for, but I do remember using it and thinking like I just pulled off some crazy play. So I don't know, maybe it will come in handy. Haste, again, always good. CT manipulation in general is just good. And Quicken, this is the best thing in his Time Mage kit, by far. Quicken is a really good ability. In the Final Fantasy 1 raid, I used Gilgamesh and Ramza. Turn 1, I used Kotetsu to drop slash resistance. I would move Gilgamesh closer to the death machine. It attacks Gilgamesh, slow counter procs. I would hasten Ramza, and then I would use Quicken, and he would just spam his triple blow. That sounds right. Let's go with that, triple blow, and just build some insane chains. Gilgamesh is just great at support, but let's talk about Gilgamesh with damage. He gets Osmos Force in his soldier sub job, Hazard Form, Paralyzing Edge, Hard Slash, Hazard Spin, Grim Reaper. Osmos Force, I've never had a use for absorbing TP. Like, the biggest use for that would be like to stop Ayaka, and Gilgamesh has the elemental advantage. You're better off just attacking her. Hazard Form consumes HP for an attack increase. Paralyzing Edge, again, this was a really my Gilgamesh has high faith. Okay, so maybe that's increasing the chance, But whatever it is, this seems to proc a lot. It's not the highest damage, but it is a really good skill. And again, really cheap AP cost. I don't think you can beat that. Hard slash, much better in damage, but no secondary effect. Hazard spin. If you have two enemies around you, this would be really good. It's a high damage skill, but for the cost and consuming your own HP, I personally don't think that it's worth it. Grim Reaper, 25% chance to inflict doom. Nobody's ever using this. But if you're up against a tank, like if it comes down to you versus Engelbert or Warrior of Light, Grim Reaper would be a good way to stop them. Inflict doom, and boom, they're just dead in a few turns. Then his limit burst. Oh boy, his limit burst. It sucks. There's nothing else I can say about that. It sucks. Why does it suck? For one, 69 AP. That is a ridiculous amount of AP. Gilgamesh is a physical unit. He doesn't start with high AP like Medina or Kilfei. He starts with like that. I don't even know. I think it's like 24, 25 AP. My Gilgamesh starts with. I don't know. It's really low. It's not that great. Okay, so the fact that I would have to build up AP for like 3 turns just to use this, and then it's a magic attack. Don't know who made that decision. 200% mod at max, 30% chance to inflict slow. Like he can just use slow. Why build up this much AP when I can just cast the slow spell? Is that the same as Frostblade? I think it has the same attack pattern as Frostblade and same range as Frostblade. I'm just not impressed with that limit burst. I've used it before. Like I remember my first time building up enough AP for it. I used it thinking it was going to be some grand game-breaking move, and no, it wasn't. I don't even think it killed whatever I was fighting against. My Gilgamesh wasn't maxed at the time, but still, it was very underwhelming. But before I move on, I want to talk about one major ability that's missing. Drain Force. He has Soldier Sub, but he does not have access to Drain Force. That's really interesting. There's no unit with over 2,000 base HP that gets access to Drain Force. I believe Eileen is the highest base HP. She gets like, I think she's like 1950 or something like that. But no other unit with a base HP of over 2,000 gets it. The interesting thing is, at release, Gilgamesh didn't have over 2,000 base HP. Gilgamesh didn't get over 2,000 base HP until his second mastery ability came in a few months later. And when I first saw that second ability being added, my first thought was, okay, they realized that Gilgamesh isn't that good, so they made him better. Looking at this, I kind of feel like they knew. They knew what they were doing from launch. That's why they didn't give him Drain Force. Now, that's just a theory. There are units with under 2,000 base HP that don't get Drain Force, like Rob Horn. But yeah, just a theory. Just a theory. Now, oh, okay. Build. Let's talk about a build. So this is what I have. the first thing that jumps off the page, 4,451 HP. That is a ridiculous amount of HP. For a unit that's not a tank, he can take a few hits. Okay. 807 attack. Now I'm running self-sacrifice and acquired AP up. 807 attack. The weapon, I have a +5 assault ice brand. Gives him slash attack 15, ice attack 30. Of course, not everyone is going to have this because we haven't had an event for this. I kind of knew that this was the best in slot for him, so I've been buying recipes from day one. When we got the Ice Lance event, I farmed all the ice crystals that I could. And in a recent event, Drake's Horn Spear, I got enough wolf fangs to finally finish this off. This is a ridiculous weapon. Like, the attack seems low, but when you add on the slash attack and the ice attack, all of his attacks just hit like extremely hard. His agility with two-headed dragon, which is one of the slower espers actually, hits 83. That's solid. That is really solid. I have his own TMR on him. I actually wouldn't run this. Let's go with Oldo and Apron. AP generation, defense pierce. With his range, like in guild battles, I rip people apart from halfway across the map. It's nuts. What else? So now he's looking for defense, for spirit. I have a +5. No, I don't. Oh, wow. I thought I had a +5. Let's make that a +5. So a +5 Alexandrite ring. And I'm only doing that for the accuracy. It's funny that everybody, like all the YouTubers, were like, oh, you don't need to grind out +5 Alexandrite ring. You're never going to need that much accuracy. And then Venera came, and everybody cried because nobody can hit her if you don't have Kill Fae. Accuracy is important. The next time this comes back, I would suggest grinding for a +5. I know it's a grind, but I think it's worth it. And the elemental resistance 5% is really good. What else? The Scion card increases slash attack, increases agility 15%. That's just great. A good stat distribution, nothing crazy, but balanced, which is what you want for him. Let's see. Now, mind you, stat stacking does not exist in global yet, so his stats will improve when that does come around. This build is also running sub-job Time Mage. That gives him quicken, that gives him haste, slow, transposition, I guess. It's weird that I'm running Time Mage and I didn't put on Speed Cast, but whatever. This is still a really good build. I always set my guild statues in the builder to the ones that my actual guild has. And limit level 1, I'm not leveling his limit burst pretty much ever, because again, it sucks. So my final review of Gilgamesh, he might be the single most versatile unit in the game. For the support role that he plays, having as much bulk as he does is nuts. He can be a DPS unit, and again, crazy bulk. Like, he can go out, start hitting enemies before they can get to him. He casts self-haste on himself, so he's getting multiple turns in before the enemy can make a move. he just comes out like crazy powerful. Is he worth it? That's up to you. But it's mighty my favorite unit. Thanks for watching, y'all. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know any other units that y'all would like a more in-depth breakdown of. And see y'all next time. Peace.
I'm just living my